Greetings from the middle of the map in Kansas City. I am very grateful that you are listening to and watching the AV Life.
Hey, this is Nancy Blanchard with ScreenBeam out of San Jose, California. And we've got a great group tonight. This is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. You're listening to and watching the AV Life.
Hey, everybody. My name is Murphy Daley. I'm a project manager, an AV veteran, an author, and I'm here coming at you this evening with a very special, grateful episode of the AV Life.
James King here. Second week in a row, finally. Hopefully we can make that more. And you are watching and listening to the AV Life.
¿Cómo se dice the AV Life en español? Me llamo Joe Way, and I am president and founder of the Tim Van Woeart fan club. And you are watching and listening to the AV Life.
If there's one of those, I would be thoroughly impressed, Joe Way. Hey, everyone, this is Tim Van Woeart from Rutgers University. I'm your host here, and you are here to watch and listen to the AV Life. All right, folks. Yeah, as you heard, this is our annual. It's usually thankful for AV, as we usually call it, but this year we're calling it the attitude of gratitude, and we're talking about like that mentality and the mindset of staying grateful for the things that you have in your lives, and how we can use that to kind of continue that feeling through the holidays and into the new year, and aligning with HETMA's Road to 10K themes for this year. So, Joe Way, thank you for introducing my fan club that I was unaware of.
You now have a fan club. You are now the third fan club. So Cindy Davis was the first.
Okay.
Busy guy.
Second, and now you are the third fan club.
All right.
There you go. And I am the president and founder of all three of them.
They
all only have one member, but
no,
there we go.
Yeah.
But you might be able to recruit 8 more. Tonight.
That's how things start.
I think I could. So yeah. All right. And yeah, as you see, we have a full house here today. Let me just introduce our guests and then we can get started. First off, I'm going to start all the way to the right here. Mr. Aaron Baker. How are you doing tonight, Aaron?
Hey, doing good. Hanging in there.
Good. Tell our listening audience a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, so my name's Aaron Baker. I'm actually one of the classroom support techs at Stephen F. Austin State University in Nacogdoches, Texas, not Austin like people like to think, but over in the very extreme east part of Texas. But pretty much do a lot of daily break fix and do some programming and some designing around campus.
All righty. Well, glad to have. And I know you also have some HETMA experience there too. You want to tell us about what you do with HETMA?
Yep. So I'm also the HETMA events chair. We go around and help coordinate all the events going on. And I think the most fun part is probably designing the Infocom booth that we do every year. So looking forward to getting my putting my spin and twist on that for this year.
That's awesome. Yeah, we're looking forward to that, Aaron. We, as everyone knows, the HETMA booth is the place to be at Infocom. So definitely looking forward to that. All right, PA, sorry, as I'm like choking on my own spit, or Philip, excuse me. As you did tell me that before we started, but please introduce yourself, Philip.
I'm Philip Leimbach. I am the coordinator of instructional technology at a very small community college in South Central Kansas called Pratt. And I do a whole lot of other stuff too. I'm the network manager, the purchasing manager. Tomorrow I have to sit on the college's website committee because we had a new one and it's really bad. So my boss threw me to the wolves with that one.
Wow.
A man of many hats.
Indeed.
You know how to make yourself useful. Or should I say, you know how to make yourself the word is escaping me.
Indispensable.
Indispensable. That's exactly the word. Thank you, Tim.
You're welcome.
Or I'm not good at hiding. One of the two.
Well, some obvious people are not as indispensable as you are.
Well, glad to have you aboard here. And last but certainly not least, Tim Neviska. Tim, how are you doing tonight?
Doing great. Thanks for inviting me to be a part of this group tonight.
Well, we're glad to have you here. So tell us a little bit about yourself and like your day job and your role with HETMA.
Day job, I'm the let me think how this order of words goes. Senior Audiovisual Solutions Manager at Kenyon College, oldest private college in Ohio, sort of out in the middle of nowhere. And I've been there for 17 years, been in the industry for about 40. So seen a lot and done a lot. And but I'm happy to be a part of this, part of HETMA for sure. And somebody was saying a little while ago that I need to have a Twitter handle. No, you know, if I don't have a Twitter handle, then people can reach me through HETMA. So that just drives the membership even more.
There you go.
Always be closing. Always be closing. We like it.
Yeah, that well said, membership chair, Tim. I like that way of thinking. All right, folks. So yeah, as I said, so but as we start all things here on the AV Life, we have our regularly occurring. Hold on, we're bringing. Oh, we got multiple Renees. we got two Renees in on the show here. But as we tend to always have here, we have our PM Minute with Murphy. And then we'll check in with all of our crew here, and yeah, we'll get on with our gratitude. So go ahead. And I am grateful that you have this for us, Murphy.
Every week I'm so grateful to be with you guys. I've been coming and joining the group since 2020, so it's been more than 5 years, and it's been a wonderful part of my life to be in this crew. And you've given me a chance to talk about something I love, which is projects. I do love projects. Projects fascinate me all of the time. And AV projects in particular, the thing that I started my career with long ago as an intern. So I want to talk about when it comes to projects, paying attention to the parts of the projects that include legacy equipment and what other legacy things? So many times when I'm doing a project comes across my way and I go, oh, okay, there's that 3 letters, CFE, customer furnished equipment, that comes up in a project. You're like, wait, what's happening here? And what's going on with that CFE? Is it brand new? Very often it's something they have already in use, they have in storage, they already possess it. What's the legacy piece? And there are lots of parts of a project. Many projects come forward with legacy aspects. What's legacy? Pay attention to the legacy, because that can really trip you up. I imagine everybody on this call knows what it's like to encounter some piece of legacy equipment that ends up throwing a big wrench in a project. So being aware as early as possible where those tricky parts are, so that I can make a plan, so that I can accommodate what's the legacy piece. In AV projects, that CFE equipment, but there's also other legacy things, like, are there old expectations? What other parts do people just expect to be part of a project because they're used to it, because this is what they have, and how will that impact delivering a successful project?
That's awesome. Yeah, and I will say my favorite, or I guess anti-favorites, are the ones that, like, yeah, we're going to upgrade a whole system, but we got to keep this PC from like 1995. And why? Because it runs this one piece of software that still we need to use that only runs on Windows 95.
Yep.
Or the VCR.
Or the VCR. Yes. I was still, when I was down in New Brunswick, I still we were still supporting Laserdisc.
Oh, that's some
So-
good stuff.
That was a fun one.
Mm.
So that was a good PM minute. And my thing is, a lot of times people look at it just kind of how Murphy framed it as equipment. It sounds like old equipment. What if his equipment is actually newer and better than what the manufacturer wants to put in or the integrator wants to put in?
Oh, we could.
And because they don't want to work with the equipment you have.
Mhm.
Either
I've had that happen.
Cheaper. We got it at a better price than you are selling it to us. So we are going to furnish it because if you look at higher ed, we have direct deals with our major companies. So where does OFE come in? CFE. It comes in on the desktop. It comes in on the peripherals, those things, because we have direct deals, especially as state institutions, where we can get those things.
And then as the person trying to manage the project, that's fine, but I may not know what the, like, if it has a problem, how do I swap it out? Who handles the warranty?
You don't swap it out. You write it in the contract. This is your problem if it goes south.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sure. That's said from a customer perspective. So when it comes,
matter.
Huh?
But customers matter.
Of course they do. But trying to actually finish and get to the part where you can hand it off satisfactorily. So when I'm going, okay, this is all coming together, they're like, oh, well, this one part that's owner furnished, customer furnished equipment is not working right, so the whole thing can't be tested. It's like, oh, well, we'd finish, but this thing needs to happen. Well, who's doing that? Well, it's so-and-so, and she has a 3-week vacation, and she's gone, so we can't get the thing, and we don't even know who to call. La, 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 la. But that's the sort of thing to find out.
Fair enough. So here's where I'm going to give it to you, and we'll bring in the other HETMA people as well. Here's what I understand, because this is what I get all the time. This is the problem. I'm gonna give your argument. The problem with OFE is when service calls come in, and then you point to, is it the problem with the thing that we furnished, or is the problem with what the integrator did?
Yeah.
Right. And our instinct is to blame the integrator, rightfully so. But for, I had to throw that in. Come on. But then they throw it back to us. Well, it's your thing. No, it's actually the HDMI cable in between the two things. So where does that fall? Who put it in? Right. All of that connection. Well, it was your thing. So that's the downside of it. But to be said, so here's the solution. Make it yours, but pass through my purchasing so that you can buy it, you own it, but we can put through our pricing. So there, I don't know. That's my
well, what the thing is, put a big circle around the stuff that's legacy and figure out what you can before you get to the part where you need to be done, so that the questions are answered before they come up.
I would say part of.
I was going to say,
yeah, go ahead, James.
No,
go ahead,
no, you go. All right, I'll get. So what I was going to say is, one, you always break that in the scope of work. If you're providing equipment and you have concerns that owner furnished equipment could be an issue, you put it in the scope and go, our responsibility ends at the cable. Anything after the cable is on you. And then to actually go to the whole notion of who's responsible, I go back to a panel I was moderating for an event, and a very wise person who was on that panel, we got talking about standard in AV and AV over IP standards. And I asked him why there couldn't be standard communication, just like in IT, when you send email, we got the IEEE, the ISO model. And he kind of summed it up as if there was a standard, and then if company A and company B equipment didn't talk to each other, because there was a problem. Whose problem is it? He's like, it's the one who answers the phone. And he then goes on and goes, my company answers the phone. Therefore, it's my problem. Just like us in higher ed. We answer the phone. Therefore, it's our problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I was kind of saying what James was saying is that it's got to be part of the scope. It's like, and if your integrated partner is doing their job, they'll know how to work with the hardware that you're purchasing to or handing over to them to ensure that it's going to work with what they're putting in line. So James is my hero for those who are not seeing it on the crawl at the bottom here right now. Or I guess it's Joe Way's hero. Could be mine, could be Joe's, it could be all of us, you know.
And as the project manager, you're the one that answers the phones for everybody. Because it might not be the customer who tells you that it's broken. It's going to be possibly the installer people, the techs, lots of people along the way. And it might not be the customer, but it's my job to make sure it gets fixed and get everybody together to do it as the project manager to make it all come together.
In higher ed,
be aware of legacy very as early as possible so that those questions can be resolved.
my experience in higher ed, it's a faculty member you've never spoken to who tells you the week before classes are out for the semester.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, it's been broken the entire semester.
That's a fun one.
Yeah. Who you happen to run into the hallway outside of their classroom. They didn't actually call the help desk, so there was never a ticket. Yeah.
Are you going into the cafeteria at the same time?
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You do those classroom things, right? It's like, yeah.
You know, this one thing's been broken ever since I got here.
Aaron, Tim, what about you guys? Any comments towards that?
Well, somebody just said, we have a saying around Kenyon that our faculty have a way of imprinting on certain people. And it's if you did them a favor 15 years ago, they're going to seek you out to fix their problem, no matter what the procedure is now. We can tell them 100 times, no, you have to call and put in a ticket. You have to put in a ticket. No, I'm calling you. Now you put in the ticket. You take care of it for me. And, you know, what it really comes down to is we're customer service. So bend the rules for them, take care of it, make them happy. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I've started going to where, like, if I get a call saying, "Hey, this classroom is down," it's like, okay, I'm on my way. Put a ticket in. You know the link, and so most of the time they're pretty good. And by the time I get over there, the tickets, I'm getting the emergency notification on Teams and whatnot for it. But yeah, I try and get there. I've actually have been trying my best to get where my personal cell doesn't get leaked out. I actually have a prepaid that my phone forwards to. So make sure that I can at least turn that one off after hours just in case. But
get a Google Voice number.
There you go.
Love Google Voice.
Yep.
Well, and that's the thing, like legacy stuff. You want to talk about legacy knowledge sometimes passes on to replacement employees such as myself. I picked up the cell phone and desk phone number for the guy that was there previous to me. I have one faculty member who still calls directly because he said once that he could do that, and now I'm getting the calls because now I'm the replacement and he just knows to call that number. So now I'm in the process of like weaning him off and putting in the ticket and calling the help desk. So we'll see how well that
Good
goes.
luck with that.
Yeah.
That's a battle that many brave have fought before you.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry that guy, but the trouble ticket fight.
Mm-hmm. So, well, thank you, Murphy. That was a good one. That was a real good one. As always. Things we could also look forward to in potentially an upcoming book that you. Yeah,
It's coming, guys.
It's coming. So, all right, folks. Well, here we are. We are, as you are listening to this, it's the Monday before Thanksgiving, which, you know, and I know we have a lot, American Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, Nancy. Gotta clarify for our Canadian brethren. Yes, we know it's not your Thanksgiving. It's the American one. And
I will be flying that day
Oh, wow.
Florida for the new Disney Destiny.
Oh, nice. Very cool. All
Excited.
right. Yeah. And so as we prepare for Thanksgiving and then eventually moving into the holiday season, it was something actually. So this attitude of gratitude actually stems back to when my wife and I were we were helping out with our local youth group. It was also the youth group that my wife grew up in, and I kind of got acclimated into as we started dating and engagement and so forth. And they used to have a meeting with the kids, and this was the attitude of gratitude, and that's what they called it. It was just keeping that mindset, and the night started off with just like listing a couple things that you were grateful for and thinking about it throughout the month, and and the days ahead leading into to Christmas. And so I kind of wanted to bring that here, and kind of as we were talking about our thankful for AV, but because of the road to 10K and the theme for November, and with it this timing out for Thanksgiving, I thought it'd be nice to kind of take it from that perspective, and thinking about the things you're grateful for and being able to carry that, as we get through the holidays, because the holidays are fun, but also the holidays are stressful, and having that attitude of gratitude helps get through that sometimes. So I'm opening up to the floor for what anybody who may want to lead us off with this. So
One thing I'm thankful for is having a job in education, and more so than being a corporate IT, which I was long before. You're locked into a track per se. But when you're in education, especially in our world, you handle multiple tasks daily. So for me to go run up a server in a VM, not a big deal. For me to have to go, power off the TV and power it back on, not a big deal. We get a chance to be exposed to so many different things. And being at a very small school, I get even more. So gone from, making recommendations on purchases to now I'm the one putting the purchases in for my boss to approve.
That's very cool, and I can appreciate the small school thing now. Now that I've I'm in a different campus now, where the community I'm grateful for the community I'm in right now. I'm similarly to you, Philip, that I'm grateful for being in education, and as I've been kind of looking at my career path, over the course of the next few years and what I want to do professionally, professional development wise, I really am looking forward to staying here, and the community at Rutgers Newark, and we were just talking about this with our new chancellor today, and that we have a very unique situation where we are part of the city of Newark, and they are an integral part of that community. And I like having that as part of our culture on campus. So I'm grateful for that. And also it's kind of nice being back close to where I did my undergrad, and, being close to that community as well. So it's all very familiar to me.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of stuck it in on that community thing too, because I graduated SFA, so then was gone for a little bit. Then I came right back, but even so, being able to take those tickets from my previous faculty members, and they're still like, oh hey, Aaron, blah 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 blah, and there's a couple of the admin assistants that I go in, I make sure and try to take those tickets just so I can go say hi to them on my way, and I'm trying to fix the ticket too. So I definitely love that small school community for sure. That I'm very much thankful for at SFA.
Nice. I was just about to call on you, Renee, and I saw you unmuted yourself.
Well,
I had a feeling you were ready.
I guess, it's just a really strange world right now. I'm very thankful that I'm in what still feels like a really small community, even though I know we're large and we're global. But, you know, we have a lot of folks looking for work right now. A lot of folks having a rougher time with things. And so I get mad or frustrated in a day and I think, okay, come back, count to 10. I'm thankful that I have a job at a great company. I'm thankful I work with amazing people that when I do have a bad day, I just send off a bunch of texts or a call and voila, things are better. Maybe share a glass of wine virtually or something like that. But yeah, I think that right now I'm more grateful for working for a great company and being employed in a job that I love to do. So I'm thankful for that. And I'm hopeful for folks who are looking or that are in a tough place right now that the right thing comes around. And I'm sure it will.
Yeah, I've heard of a couple that have moved on to a different, or have not, or they're not in their current positions for one reason or another. So yeah, it's a little rough at this time of year to be hearing that. So yeah.
Well, it's funny because I was at a national sales meeting for a large national integrator last week. And as people are coming by the booth, I'm like, now, why would you be at this meeting? I'm like, oh, you moved. And then why would you be here? Oh, you're here. So there's a lot of shifts happening too. So
the new polo shirts, as they say.
Yeah. And that's why like my first mentor in this industry, his first piece of advice was don't ever burn any bridges because you just never know who you'll be working for tomorrow or who you'll be working alongside. And you think, yeah, whatever. Well, almost 20 years later, I'm like, yeah, he was right. So true. Look at Philip in my neck of the woods.
Be trying to sell to tomorrow.
Saying, always be selling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. And that's where the dynamics have changed. Renee, I know I'm surprised at the people that I've heard of that are no longer. And it's like, holy cow. And, it's hard. The dynamics of a company is no longer where you're there for 30, 40 years or so. You have investment firms that come in and buy up companies and they don't know what you do. They don't know, the impact that you have. And it's hard when you have to start over.
A lot of mergers, a lot of acquisitions.
But even as a new employee, it's that learning the processes, learning how things work, and then you got to get up on the products, and you got to learn who are the previous customers. It's I think now you have to learn to be flexible and adaptable because nobody's position is permanent.
Even in career fields, people always thought you're there forever. Education. The average teacher's lifespan in education now is 5 years.
Oh, I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm one of them. I was there 5 years. Places where, I didn't grow up in this world, but I know a lot of people did, where your grandfather, your father, when you're older, worked in the same company till the day they've truly retired. We don't have that option. Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that all of society now? Like, it's not education. I mean, they say that if you really want to move up, you shouldn't stay anywhere more than 3 years. Right. Which is interesting because I just passed 2 years where I'm at. And I'm talking 8-year plans moving forward. But I always did that in my entire career. I can't think of anywhere where I was for more than 3 or 4 years. At USC, I was there for 4 years, which was like incredible for me. But it was do, build, move. But that's also me too. I don't like sustaining. I like building and moving. But that is true. And that is the youth now, especially if we're hiring. If you're hiring people, especially people out of college, don't ask them, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Because the real answer is not here. They're just going to lie to you.
I can't stand that question. I never have, because you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. And I'll tell you, we had a large project and it was with a school district. and just got the notice that they're going to wait on a levy to see, so that the district proposed to hold the money in case it doesn't go the right way. And the IT director has resigned because he's gone through this over the years, these obstacles and things, and he's done.
Mm-hmm.
That just tells you, you know, the burnout out there too.
Yeah. I mean, it's something. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Aaron.
No, go ahead, Tim. It's all you.
Oh, I was just going to say, it used to be if you were looking at a resume and you saw somebody that had changed jobs every 2 or 3 years, you know, they were a job jumper. You didn't want to hire them because they wouldn't be around for very long. Now that's the norm. You know, they're telling you don't stay in a position for more than 3 years. And I don't know what that makes me now that I've been in my job for 17, but this is the longest I've ever been in one place. So,
wow.
And I'm just, to get back to what I'm grateful for, it's, you know, in the scheme of higher ed right now, I'm glad that I do have a job, because there's a lot of people that are out looking right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is in the other states too, but in Kansas, boy, financially, a lot of colleges are starting to make cutbacks. And in my school's so small, we can't afford to do that. That's why I have multiple hats. But,
well, there you go, Philip. You get into like with Canada, a lot of the staff are losing their positions because they've cut international students coming in, and that's where they were making their revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can tell you, Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, I'm hearing the same thing in all three of those states. The cuts in different departments and projects that were on hold that now, because I've been telling people, well, things aren't canceling, well, some of them are. So, or, you know, they were going to do X amount and now they can do this amount, and they're repurposing things. It's just, things are kind of weird. So if you leave for a new opportunity, better hope that it's a great opportunity, because it's tough out there right now. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why SFA, we had joined the University of Texas system, because we were one of the last independent universities in Texas, but we were just hemorrhaging so much money that we needed more support and resources. So we ended up joining the University of Texas system a couple years ago, and thankfully now our enrollment's starting to go up too. So we're starting to see a lot of benefits from that.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
What about you, Murphy? You got some gratitude going on over there?
I'm grateful for my family. It's really amazing. My daughter is poised as her junior year in high school, which is unbeknownst to me. Maybe this is new, maybe it's always been this way, but this is like the year where she's really going all out for it. And I'm so happy that she is this extraordinary person that she is. And my husband, we're coming together. They're working through all of the difficulties to get to, like, I guess by the end of junior year, it's college time, right? So she's got her eyes on it and she's working so well. And I can just let her go forward and start to like prepare myself to let her go, which is a sad thought. I mean, you know, to think about her being launched in the world, but I'm so grateful that she is who she is and that we've had the opportunities that we can provide her with what she needs. And I'm grateful for that. What was it's funny. I was mentioning like, oh, I need to come up with a PM minute. She goes, what? Talk about microphones. That has to do with AV. I'm like, I don't think you know what PM is, but all right. And that made me think about it. But see, just that she's thinking about it and willing to engage with, like, she has something to do with it. So I'm grateful for that. I know that's extremely personal, but right now I'm in between jobs, and it's kind of honestly, okay, I'm grateful for that too, because now I can do the work to prepare this book so that it's ready to launch into the world, and I can take the time to give it a good launch and share what I know with people so that I can help people in the way that I was helped and wished that I had been helped. You know, I was given some other things I had to figure out, but now I kind of put it all together. And this break in my, employment right now, it's been 2 months, which feels long, but really isn't that long of a job hunt. And I'm taking that time to really launch this book that I've been working on for so long. And I'm grateful for that.
Oh, of course. The other author in the room has to show
Yes,
his book.
I think about
You know
you.
what?
a
We're
lot.
all about shameless plugs on
Yeah.
what we
You say,
do.
oh,
Well, and you know what? I will say it has been a while since Producing Worship has made an appearance.
I
so.
have not done a shameless plug on my book. You can find it at Amazon. Just do Produce Worship at Amazon. You can buy it through other places, but buy it through Amazon, so I get 8 more cents. I get a good extra dime more.
Almost.
You know what? But I live in California, which is really about 1 penny more after taxes.
You owe.
But Producing Worship, there you go. Producing Worship.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even know if I still own Producing Worship.
Whoops.
I should check that.
You just made 8 cents for somebody else.
Yeah.
ProducingWorship.com. Oh, it's still nothing at this location.
Your website.
Uh-oh.
It does forward to me.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing that I need to do is get my website with a launching page of what this is. I'd like to, as you mentioned, Joe, I'm not expecting to make money off of it, but I'd love to share what I know. So I'm thinking of sharing what you know and producing worship, which is a truly valuable thing to know how to do. But I'm like, hey, I'm thinking of making it part of the package. Like, hey, if somebody wants me to come give them a lunch and learn about what I have learned and the book, I'd be happy to do it. That'll be part of the offer. And you inspired me too. You said, hey, if people want it, reach out, share it, give the joy.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Mine's better. The background, that's my photo from Colorado.
Oh, there you go.
You know what? That looks miserable.
That's gorgeous, man.
It looks pretty to me.
Yeah.
Purgatory, Colorado.
Sorry.
This is where we do our plug for, if you are not watching, please go to our YouTube channel.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like and follow and subscribe when you're at Life on YouTube.
And buy ScreenBeam and Sony.
There you go.
Now I'm also grateful, as I was saying, I'm grateful for my daughter. I actually got to go be with her because we got some stuff this evening. So I'm going to have to step away from the AV Live. See y'all guys later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See ya.
All right. Well, don't see ya, folks. We're still here, so we're just saying goodbye to Murphy. Yeah.
Do we actually get? I need a copy of the book though.
Yeah, we got to get on that. Yeah. Yeah. When she's ready to send us our pre copies, and then we could do like book club, and then we'll exactly the Tim Van Woeart fan club.
I just listened to which podcast is it? It's Ryan Gray's podcast.
AV Amplifier.
Yeah, and Joe was the chairman of the Brittany Grant fan club. Then you have a lot of fan clubs you're in charge of.
Wait, did I give a Brittany Grant fan club there too?
Yeah, when you had your cowboy hat about right here with your headphones here.
There might be a Dan Freese fan club as well.
I think there is a Dan Freese fan club.
There is a Dan Freese fan club as well.
You're going to have to get.
So there's a Brittany Grant fan club, which there should be, because Brittany Grant is a great fan club.
Yep.
And there is a Dan Freese fan club. Oh, yeah.
Are there any monetary perks to this?
There are no monetary perks to any of this.
Nope.
Except for the book, which is 8 cents.
Tim, you have to earn your fan club status.
So who's going to start the Joe Way book club?
Joe's already done that, I'm sure.
I think this Thursday I'm speaking at Messiah. They're flying me out to my computer to do a Zoom thing.
Cool.
Flying me all the way out there. I get on John Wayne, I leave John Wayne, I go back to my computer.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I do. I do a circle to make it sound like I'm more official than I actually am.
Just to spend a few hours on an airplane doing a circle.
No, but Messiah University, which is there, I actually love them. One of my first people who, when I put out the book, and they put it in their seminary course, so it's one of the required things for their seminary. And they read my book, and I go and speak once a year. Oh, awesome! Yes, and it's actually this Thursday.
Joe, just remember, don't print the book out or send it to them in PDF. They have to buy it.
You know what? Absolutely. Both on Kindle or in print. I don't give stuff for free. You know what? My PhD, they did not give me it for free.
Nope.
So you
When
can buy it.
When I was at Utah State.
If you love God, you can buy my book. If you
That sounds like a line out of Phil Collins. Oh geez, what is?
Don't use that in the commercial.
If you hate God, then you know what? Beg for it, and then you'll get what you deserve.
Because Jesus, he knows me, and he
Yeah, I
knows
was saying, is it the
I'm right.
Jesus, he knows me from Genesis?
Yeah, that's why. That's where it was.
Tim, this is where
Which one are you, Cain or Abel? That's all I want to know.
borderline taking your show. Borderline.
No, that's fine. Because I was going down that rabbit hole. As soon as he brought that up, Genesis happens, and that's
Yeah.
and not just the book of the Bible. I'm talking about the band, but Anyway,
hey,
I'm grateful for
band. You went to band because you're a heathen. That's where we're at.
Said the guy that was part of a youth group, growing up. Yeah, I'm the heathen.
I'm just kidding. You know that.
Yeah.
So Tim, you were part of a youth group, and Joe was doing what with what big rock group?
Yeah.
Who's the heathen?
May or may not have done cocaine back in my day.
Forgiveness is divine. There you go. That's the line.
All right.
Who didn't? Oh, wait. Oh, Renee did.
No, you said who didn't.
You said who didn't.
Okay,
Yeah.
Nancy did for sure.
Wow. All right. Before we go down this path, let's
definitely derailed.
Yeah, that's a derailment we can't go down right now.
Please don't hashtag anything at the bottom of the screen, Joe.
Yeah.
Wait, this is where we're happy that Kim's no longer on the show because everything got hashtagged.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
She did hashtag everything. Yeah.
But you know what? Here's the thing to be thankful for. And if we're gonna do gratitude, I'm honestly thankful that God took me at my lowest. I grew up I make these jokes. The same thing. When I had this guitar and I was with GNR, and everyone knows my past, right? I owned nightclubs in Hollywood. I came through the entertainment industry. I owned everything. But then I was a single dad with her mom was a drug addict who went back to Russia, left me as a single dad. The economy turned in 2028. I had my house on a hill, basically repoed. I had everything happen. All of it turned down. And I was leveraging after leveraging after leveraging, which is what everybody does because you think it's going to make you through it. And my manager at my business said, Joe, you are suffering. You just need to go to church. So I did. I found the church right down the street, Mariners, which, praise God, Mariners right down the street in Newport Coast, Irvine. And Greg Laurie was guest preaching that day. And that's when I accepted God. And I just basically walked in the next day and I told my manager, I'm out. I turned over the keys to a multi-million-dollar business and said, I'm done. And I walked out and I turned it all away. And I did not know what I was going to do with my life. So praise God to all of that. I retired. I then took the production company, and it was then sold. Those who know. Found a buyer and sold that, and said I need a new life. And I went and took a job for $40,000 a year, from owning a multi-million-dollar company to a $40,000 a year church job to be a church tech. And that's where, when I was a church tech, I recognized all the differences. That's where my PhD came from, because I said, hey, there's more to this. People are coming up to me running this going, what is the preacher saying? I'm like, I don't know, ask them. And I was like, I need to know more. So I got my master's at Moody. I got my PhD in theology and technology, dual PhD. So I have 2 PhDs, theology and technology. And then I was like, that's where my life changed, and that's the gratitude that comes from like the high of the high and the lowest of lows. Right. And I mean, I know most of y'all know, I'm just preaching to the choir, but yeah, I mean, that's like, life is about those changes you never expect, the things that come at you that just swipe you out of nowhere, but you're better for it. Right. Like I had everything you don't know. I had a multi-million-dollar house in Newport Coast. Like that's everything everyone would want. I had every Mercedes lined up and my Hummer. I do kind of miss my Hummer. Not gonna lie. I did love that. But then it turned around, right? And then I took the same company and sold it. And I got God knows how to give you back everything that you're willing to sacrifice and do it tenfold. And that's my gratitude. If you can open yourself up and just say, I'm willing to let everything go, you're going to get it back. And you're going to get it back tenfold. And you'll probably get it more than tenfold if you're willing to give it back and it can actually impact the wellness of other people. That's where the PRISM scholarship came from. Mm-hmm. Right? That's there. By the way, it's not a coincidence that we give away 10 scholarships, because the Bible says you get it back tenfold. And when Avixa said, we want to do a scholarship, I said, no, I want 10 scholarships. It's tenfold.
Wow.
And it's not always about the big ups and downs, though. Sometimes there's stuff that's you would consider down the middle that you really don't consider till you look back on. When COVID hit, as a teacher, I struggled immensely. First of all, I was so active on social media, and that became, I don't care what platform of social media, that became a cesspool of people, opinions and attitudes. But I'm sitting there trying to take care of 28 students that I'm responsible for. They were all in their sophomore year. Athletics was done. Everything was done. If it hadn't been, especially for Chris Netto, and the stuff that he was doing at the time, I probably would have broke. Because I had no release valve. My mom had just passed away the year before. I couldn't see my students. I wasn't coaching at the time. Esports even was suspended. And if it hadn't been for little things like that, the groups we used to have on the Friday night chats was just that little stuff like that too. A lot of people take it for granted, but you'd be surprised how much that can help a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's our just like I've said for years, with HETMA, it's the same with our AV community, is that we're family and community, and we look out for one another and the support. And if you're talking about gratefulness, unfortunately, I went through where 2 investment firms, and they decided to terminate the biz development, and then it was like start over, but everybody was there and, sending opportunities, or whether it's encouragement or what have you. So that's what I'm grateful for.
Yeah. it's amazing to think about. We have an amazing industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think what's interesting though, and I'm going to tell this to all the listeners because I know there's a lot of lookers. I know this because I see the stats. And then I get the random messages. Tim, you get the random messages. We all get the random messages.
Mm-hmm.
There are about 200-ish, I'm going to call us insiders. The people who are the, influencer, whatever the group. And there's probably 5,000 or so onlookers. And I know that because I see the stats and I get the thing. But the fact is, life change only happens when you engage.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Stop being an outsider. And that I'm speaking this directly to you who are still listening. This is the point of the show where we talk about, oh, if you're still listening, because I know you're still listening because I see the stats. Because the ones who need to listen are the ones who are still listening. Stop just listening. Reach out. You know what? I'm going to tell you right now, if you're a woman in this industry and you are listening and you need something, reach out to Renee and reach out to Nancy. And I'm telling you that right now. They will both mentor you, they will bring you along, and they will help you. These are two people who want the best for you. And I will tell that of everybody of this industry. And that circle of influencers, whatever the hell that means. Reach out and find it because we all are better together. Like that's what I'm grateful. I would not be where I am.
Yeah.
If it weren't for the people who invested in me.
Right.
Like, we just do it. And I know it's hard to hit the send button. It's hard to do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great people, and for the women I've met in the industry, it's just amazing. The problem is you can't be afraid to ask. And if you're afraid to ask, you're stuck where you're at. You're never going to move. Congratulations. You got the job. You probably didn't get your job without asking, right? Whether it was sending in a resume or you went to the interview, you still asked. It's the same kind of principle. You want to go places. You want to try to do things. You want to try just to be a better person. Ask. People may tell you no, but you're going to ask 100 people. Somebody's going to say yes.
Yeah, well, you do have introverts and people that are shy away, and that takes big courage for them to step forward.
Yeah, and that's for those of us that are of that level that we want to be available. We need to make ourselves humble's not the word I'm looking for, but like soft in that respect, to be opening and welcome to that sort of energy, and because when I was younger, I was one of those. I was one of those soft-spoken introverts. And even now I can get into those, where I kind of just, okay, big crowd, let me climb up, we do have a lot of introverts out there, and know that if you're listening, just like, Joe was saying, it's like, if you're listening, it's like, reach out, we're here, and,
So let me tell you a fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an introvert when I'm in a meeting with my boss. And we're in team meetings, I rarely speak up. But when I'm in my element, it's different. This is my element. The AV industry is my element. This is it. But when I'm outside of it, when I'm in my daily life, this isn't the Joe you see.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably true for a lot of us.
Right? But that's true.
Yeah.
Exactly, Renee. And speaking of that, Aaron, you haven't said anything in a while. What are your comments? Because you also need to encourage those when you see them being quiet. We need a cat's name again, and because the cat is playing, and we need your comments on what has happened.
That's Charlie. You're probably going to get front and center now.
Hi, Charlie.
And what are your thoughts? So what's going on? Sorry, Tim, for stealing your.
No, have at it, Joe. You know, you've
20
put
minutes
us
late on the apology. No,
no, it's fine because like this is and you like you said, you see the stats. Like the people that are here that are still listening, they're the ones that need to hear this message. So
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with everything that's been said too. Like, I wouldn't be involved with HETMA as much if I wouldn't have taken that plunge. I'm very much an introvert. It's, I am very much like, as I've been doing tonight, just sit here and observe and chime in every now and then. But yeah, if you don't take that plunge, you're never going to get very far for sure.
Yeah, that's what I like.
And if you,
Okay, no. Technical timeout. Shallow answer. How has your life been changed off of taking the plunge?
There you go.
That is a good question.
I know it is. That's why I'm the co-host.
could I give you my personal experience, Joe, while he's thinking about it? So yeah, I mean, so HETMA's given me opportunities that I don't think I would have had elsewhere. I joined HETMA as a founding member, but but if it wasn't for my involvement with HETMA, I wouldn't have had the experiences of going to like Infocom and speaking at a large conference like that, running panel discussions, which is things that I never would have done otherwise. I got you reached out to me like a month ago and said, hey, do you want to go to Boston for a conference? And I jumped right on it and I ran up there and, manned a table with Josh Kaufman, and we talked about HETMA for a full day with folks. And I did volunteering opportunities to do school kits for high schoolers so they could work on STEAM activities. So like the opportunities, and now I'm programs chair, and I'm trying to give away Aurora equipment, and we're working on another opportunity that's coming up, and I don't want to say anything yet.
You didn't say TechVox because it'll come out on Monday. We'll announce it on Friday.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So yeah, it's with TechVox, and it's and Joe, this kind of goes back to things I've also already said, where this organization every year amazes me, year after year after year after year. 6 years now, and it's amazing.
Yeah, when we tell people we've only been around for 6 years, they're like shocked. I mean, people who were there at the beginning know it, but still, like when you meet new person, wait a minute, I'm like, we've only been around for 6 years. Like, wait, how are you doing?
Oh, and also, I'm now host of this amazing podcast. Like 7 years ago. 8 years ago when I started with Corey, like I was just a crew member, and I was given this opportunity to take over and run this thing. So, and that's because of HETMA and Higher Ed AV, and so yeah.
All right, now
and for those people that are still listening, right, Joe?
Yeah.
Because you said you're still out there.
They are still out there, and I know that. I see the stats, by the way. I'm a numbers guy, so I know that. So Tim, all right, Aaron, we're going to give you more time. Tim, same question to you. It's now that I took over co-host. I didn't take over host. See how I did that, Tim?
Yeah, you're co-host. Okay, I'll take that.
So Tim, same question to you.
Ed McMahon never did as much as you're doing here as co-host. You're setting a whole new level for co-host, Joe.
You know what? I'm known for setting a new level.
It's just what Joe
We
does.
just had that conversation about 6 years,
Now, same question that you ask, Aaron. Getting more involved. I mean, I was one of those people. I joined HETMA. It's probably been almost 4 years ago, but I was one of those people that was just kind of lurking and not really being involved. And it's made such a difference being involved and seeing what goes on. And in all of the committees. Since I became the membership chair, I try to sit in on all of the other committees as much as I can to just kind of keep my thumb on the pulse of what's going on, so that I know when people ask me, what is going on at HETMA, I can give at least half an answer and point them to the person that has the rest of the information. But it's just it's amazing. It's just an organization that has I think was needed for many, many years, and we have it now. Make the most of it.
I need to back up, because you said you were a member for 4 years, which means you were there when we were probably right after the explosion. It was during COVID. It was taking over Infocom things. Like, that's when our explosion happened. So you were right after. Why did you lurk for 2 years? But because you stepped up. You was like, I'll throw my hat in the ring. What was the difference? What made you say, I'm going to do it? And what is your advice? Here's my 8-point question, which is a horrible co-host to do an 8-point. That's why Tim's the host and I'm the co-host. What made you say, you know what? I'm going to take that step outside of my comfort zone?
I think part of it was just seeing that there was a need for people to step forward. And I thought, if not now, when? And if not me, who? And so, it's I've had a lot of good years in this business. And so I thought it's time to give back a little bit. So if my experience and that can make a difference for somebody else, let's do it.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I really hope everybody else thinks that. And now we have Tim. You can't have your show back now.
No, it's fine. No. You got to wrap this. You got to wrap this up at this point.
This is where I throw it to Aaron. And after I throw it to Aaron, you can now have your show back.
Yeah, and then I'll wrap it up and tell everyone they can go. So hang tight, folks. We're almost here.
So before I do answer, for the ones that are watching, the other cat that showed up, this one's Priscilla. So, but yeah, no, it's kind of like how I got involved too. I saw there was a need, and we joined in right before the last Vegas Infocom. So it would be 24. That's when I joined in, and I was attending the meetings and attending the happy hours, and kept advertising, hey, we need volunteers for the virtual conference. And so ended up, I think it was literally January, I messaged her like, hey, so need people. And she's like, yes, here, I also need someone to help co-host this session with me. And so we ended up hitting it off since then, and it's been changing and all that. So I've definitely made a lot more friends that are in the industry too, that I've able to vent and people understand why I'm venting too. So it's nice to have all that too as well.
And by the way, I vent all the time. So all of you still listening who want to vent public, I do it freaking publicly. Okay, so vent yourself. That was a great answer. And Tim, you know what? You can't have your show back. I'm taking your show over, because we would love for both Sony and ScreenBeam to give a little shout out to how we can connect with them.
There you go.
So, you can reach out to me, and I will always respond and pass on if I'm not the right person. But it's at Nancy Blanchard on LinkedIn, as well as Twitter, old school.
But what about ScreenBeam? Tell us great things about ScreenBeam. We have your all your little gadgets, and you just do something pretty damn amazing.
I can tell a quick thing of why I came on, of which I love, which was a history. Our CEO was a hardware designer for Atari for the games Centipede and Asteroid and all of that. He was the main one, and the engineers say that he should have the same in the office, but he's so humble that he doesn't want anyone to talk about it. Then we had Intel who approached us to develop a wireless receiver. So we were the first in 2011 to be certified with a wireless receiver. And then we were asked to develop other things from like AMD and Qualcomm, et cetera. And then we co-engineered Miracast.
Wow.
So not
Nice.
the consumer version, which all the other competitors use. We're at the OS level. So we know the engineers. We were there at Microsoft developing so that it's included in Windows 11. That's that Windows K. That is ScreenBeam.
That's awesome.
And those are things that nobody knows. And that's what I'm beginning to spread, is because we are first and foremost an engineering firm headquartered in San Jose, one call away, and we will readily available, can change and include functionality.
Wow.
There you go.
Gosh.
That's so cool.
It really is. It's really, I love stories like this because that's the creativity, that's the passion that I feel our industry is missing out on these days.
That is true. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I guess that leaves me, right? So I work for Sony Pro. I'm on the professional display side of Sony because Sony is a behemoth of a company. So I always tell people when I go in, I'm like, I cannot help you with the PlayStation. I cannot help you with the big badass broadcast cameras, and I cannot create a movie for you. But what I can do is give you best in class picture quality displays with really reliable, low cost or lowest total cost of ownership, true enterprise grade products. Oh gosh, what else do I got? The new thing that we're toting to everybody is our new seamless integration with all of our alliance partners. So if you watch me on LinkedIn, I'm sharing some of my alliance partnerships. Basically how we are the big pretty box that makes the picture pretty, but all the processing and all the other stuff that goes on our SoC, fill in blank CMS partner is going to work on our displays. I think, Sony was always known as the big expensive guy, people think, oh, we can't afford Sony, whatever. We're definitely not there anymore. We are in that playing field with all of my competitors like Samsung and LG and that sort of thing. So we are super excited to help you along your journey with your PTZ camera needs, your crystal LED, beautiful picture needs, or any displays. Best in service. We've got the best support. And you get really great people like me in the territory that get to come around and visit you all the time, take you to lunch. And it's Sony, right? We make movies and it's great quality. It's nice to hang your hat on a name that you can trust. We're engineered and then over-engineered, and then they engineer it one more time before they release it because quality means that much to us. And our name is everything. So if anybody wants to check out the division that of the products that I have, it'd be pro.sony or sony.pro on the website. Or I'm at AV Renee KC on Twitter, Renee Benson on the other socials. I'd be happy to introduce you to whomever if I'm not your point person. But I'm all things HETMA with my HETMA Sony badge. But we enjoy attending the HETMA events. I have just had an absolute blast getting to know everybody through this organization. And Tim and I go way back with Corey. And this has been, you say 6 years, and I'm thinking, no way, it's been 6 years. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what's that mean for Tim and I as far as when we started doing
that? Yeah, it's been like 8+, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just having a blast doing what we do. And I'd love to see new people come in. I'd love to hear the stories of people who are brought in and out of their shells because you have something to offer the next person too. I mean, you might come from a smaller school, whereas you've got questions and you've got somebody from a bigger school that's already tested that and they can give you the advice. I love the, collaboration that happens. And
Yeah. I've been dealing with a lot of colleges and universities since being with ScreenBeam. And with them, I always ask, do you know about HETMA? And then I go into a spiel about HETMA.
Yeah.
Said, like, it's not a Slack channel, the community, it's a free membership and, the involvement and that. So, you and I are helping to spread as well to the other schools.
Yeah.
That's why we love you, but it is true. Because the fact is, and we know this, Tim and I talked about this during our initial 10 member time. What we don't have are the connections that you all have. You know who you sell to. So how do we reach our members? So you are equally as important to the growth of HETMA as everybody else, because we don't know. We don't know the random community college in New Mexico until we find them.
I know them all.
Yeah.
That's my territory too.
Yeah.
I'm not there anymore.
Well, and it's funny because I think I've been talking about HETMA to my higher ed customers for a long time, but until you guys started really showcasing it, Infocom, and I was like, oh yeah, I did see that and hear about that booth.
Whoa. Technical timeout. We started showcasing top 10 scanned booth at Infocom.
Okay, how many years, Joe?
We're headlining Infocom.
How many years have you been doing that?
Top 10 scanned booth.
How many years have you been at Infocom?
2.
2, yeah.
3.
Let's say it's 3.
Is it 3?
Yeah.
3. Yeah.
4 if you count the we ambushed the floor, but 3.
Yeah, COVID.
No, we did.
Oh, yeah, I guess it would.
Wait a minute.
Orlando, Vegas, Orlando. 3 years with a booth.
Yeah.
Right. So what I'm saying is when I'm walking around toting 4 years ago, it's like, and then you guys go to Infocom, it's like, oh yeah. Because you made a splash, you made waves.
And the funny thing, I was at an integrator today doing a lunch and learn, and I had my VP of strategic marketing or technical marketing and stuff. And so he was going through his demo, and he had BC Hatchet on there, like as another device and stuff. And I'm looking at this going, oh, I know him. That's kind of cool.
BC.
Yeah.
All right.
Another thing, talking about growth, a lot of states have their own technology. I'm talking colleges and even high schools have their own technology conferences. We do here in Kansas called Check. I know New Mexico had their own. I never got to go to it, but that's something that people who are just listening still, if they know something like that, they need to bring it to you guys.
If there's AV, there will be HETMA.
It's technology.
Yeah.
And especially at small schools, sometimes there is no AV. It's whoever
technology.
Whoever happens to know how to mount a TV is the one that's going to be doing it.
So, all right. Well, that was amazing. I love hearing all the stories. I love hearing all the gratitude for the things that we've got going on. And we've definitely moved beyond our normal recording time here. So for those listening, thank you for hanging in there. And I'd like Joe, I'm going to echo what Joe said again. And we're here for you. Listen in. Message out, drop a line. And I'd like to thank Philip, Aaron, and Tim for hopping in here and giving us your point of view and your input. It's always appreciated. And I am grateful for all of you. I'm grateful for all of our listeners. Joe, thanks for taking over for a bit there, but it's what you do. It's fine. I appreciate it nonetheless.
I expect to be a guest next time I'm on. I made it 4 weeks.
We'll see what happens. So I make no promises.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Renee and Nancy, thank you so very much. Appreciate you both, and I'm grateful for both of you as well. And to all of our listeners, thank you and appreciate you as well. I'm grateful for you. And as always, until our next adventure.